Hey folks, Monday was the 5th night of blind auditions on Season 4 of The Voice. They're almost over, and I'm pretty happy about that because they're all starting to run together for me. By the time we get to the battle rounds, I will have forgotten about half these people. Of course, I forgot about some of them before they ever walked off the stage. The first of the night was 28-year-old Jeff Lewis, who was signed to a major label for 2.5 years and almost finished a record before they decided that they didn't really want him anymore, which is never a good sign. Now he works at a golf course. That must be humiliating. A huge letdown on your way to being the next big thing, and then you have to go back to working a day job. Either way, he's obviously now used to having rich old men run him ragged for both jobs. For his audition, he sang You Got It Bad by Usher. It's pretty obvious which coach he was gunning for from the get-go. He said that he changed the song up enough so that Usher could appreciate it, and I guess he did, but a white boy playing a guitar singing an R&B song isn't quite as fascinating as it was a few years back, unless you do something really outrageous with it, and he didn't do that, but it was alright. Usher, Blake, and Shakira all turned around at the very last second, but it was clearly obvious by his song choice that he was going to pick Usher. I think he could have some potential, even though I didn't love his audition. In his intro they showed him dancing and whatnot. If he puts the guitar away every once in a while, he could be interesting. Next up was 45-year-old Shawna P. She wants to prove that it's never too late to do what you're passionate about. I think she's also trying to prove that it's never too late to dress like a teenager, even though it isn't always a good idea. Shawna P. used to be part of the Musical Mafia in Nashville, which apparently was a network of musicians that were going to support each other no matter what, and then I guess all of her friends got famous and forgot about her. Anyway, for her audition, she sang She Talks to Angels, and I quite liked it. I was starting to wonder if we were ever going to see any older women on the show again amongst all these 20-year-old Jessie J impersonators, so I thought it was quite refreshing. Adam and Shakira both turned around, but Adam seemed to struggle with it a little bit. It's like he was thinking, do I really want to turn around for an old person? Because it seems like every time an older person auditions, the coaches are always hesitant to turn around. Shawna seemed more excited when Adam turned around than she did when Shakira turned, so I think she was leaning toward Adam before he started talking, but I'm pretty sure he lost her when he said that he wanted her to have more control, but I think he was probably trying to lose her anyway, so she went with Shakira, which was a good thing. Next up was 18-year-old coffeehouse singer Caroline Glaser. She comes from a family of doctors, but she's put school on hold to audition for The Voice. She's willing to go back if it doesn't work out, though, so it's not like she's taking her whole future on a singing career, which is a good thing. For her audition, she sang Tiny Dancer by Elton John, and her voice was pleasant enough, but it was really weak, and I didn't like the way that she pronounced some of the words, especially in the chorus. I think she's one of those singers that pronounces words funny, so people will call her unique. Some people eat that up on this show, though, so she might go pretty far. Blake and Shakira both turned around. Blake won her over by asking her if she's a songwriter. That kind of felt fishy to me. I've always suspected that these coaches are briefed on the contestants, so they aren't really blind, because sometimes they know too much. And whenever somebody comes back, like they've auditioned before and they come back, they always seem to remember them, even though they see a whole lot more auditions than we see on TV, and I can't remember half of them, but whatever. Next up is 24-year-old Cameron, who is apparently too good for a last name. He says that he's a singer, dancer, writer, actor, choreographer, and a producer. It's a shame to be able to do all that and you can't even put an outfit together. Cameron, we could see your bra through your shirt. No, you always know that someone is going to suck when they brag on themselves like that. For his audition, he sang As Long As You Love Me by Usher's Bitch, and it was really bad. When it was over, they kind of chalked it up to he sang bad because he was too busy dancing, but the truth is, he sang bad because he just isn't a good singer. Dancing don't make you sound like a billy goat on bath salts. Sorry. Next up was 43-year-old Deputy Sheriff Michael Austin. His friends call him Big Country because he's big and he's country. He says that if you split him down the middle, you'd see half a deputy and half a singer, but I'm guessing that you probably see more blood, guts, and entrails than anything that resembles a cop or a country singer. Anyway, for his audition, he sang Somebody Like You by Keith Urban. It wasn't terrible if you like country music, but it was a little bar bandish for me, and he should probably think about covering up them arms. Wear sleeves in the battle rounds, please. Adam and Shakira both turned around. I'm pretty sure Big Country was gunning for Blake, but he did not turn around because he said it was pitchy, and maybe it was in spots, but it wasn't too bad. Shakira tried to win him over by pointing out that she can yodel, but it wasn't enough. He went with Adam. Who wants to bet that in the battle rounds, he is going to be pitted against that country singer that made it on Adam's team last week? Next up is 30-year-old Sasha Allen. She used to be a backup singer for Christina Aguilera, so I'm assuming she would not have been allowed to audition on a Christina Aguilera season like last season, or maybe next season, but With this show, you never can tell what they're going to allow and what they're not. Sasha said that she put her singing career on hold to be a mom. Well, she sure didn't waste no time getting back to it. Her youngest is only 7 months old, so she just barely gave birth to him. Anyway, for her audition, she sang I'm Not Ready to Make Nice by the Dixie Chicks. She says she's not a country singer, but she says she's a storytelling singer, and so that's why she picked a country song. And she obviously is a really good singer, and I love this song, but the two of them together, I didn't like it at all. She seems to be a good technical singer, but this song doesn't really work for me if it's not really, really angry, and I tried my damnedest to like it after all 4 coaches turned around for it, and then Adam and Usher gave her a standing ovation, but honestly, I kind of hated it. Of course, all the coaches went back and forth, and they dragged it out over a commercial break before she finally went with Adam. I figured she was going to go with Adam or Blake because before her audition, she said that she would love to work with Usher or Shakira, but that Adam and Blake could teach her something new. Next up was 19-year-old Matt Cermanski. His uncle was one of the Tramps. Not the slut tramps or the homeless people tramps, the 70s disco band. Now, Matt wants to follow in his uncle's footsteps and make a career out of music, so he decided to sing Teenage Dream by Katy Perry. Apparently, he thought it would be a clever idea to sing a girl song, and Carson said it was very ballsy. Well, he said that people like it when you turn a pop song acoustic, which is true. But he didn't do that. He just went out there and sang it, and he didn't sing it very well, so nobody turned around for him, which was not surprising at all. It was quite terrible. Next up, a few short clips. Jamila Thompson sang Halo and made it onto Usher's team. Amy Whitcomb sang Because of You and got Adam to turn around. She used to be on the Sing-Off or something. Somebody told me. I never watched that show, though. Justin Rivers sang Summertime and ended up on Blake's team, along with Michelle Raitzen, who sang Bless the Broken Road. I thought they were all pretty horrific from the little snippets that we heard. Next up was 17-year-old Mary Miranda. Now, she moved to the U.S. from Cuba 4 years ago, and she didn't speak a word of English. Didn't take her very long to learn, did it? She speaks better English than I do, and that's my native tongue. I'm getting all tongue-twisted just thinking about it. She said that she only listened to music in English so she could learn it, so I was hoping that she would sing a song in English too, but she didn't. She sang a song by Selena, and everyone except Adam turned around, but we all knew how it was going to turn out. Blake, of course, obviously repeated his usual, I didn't understand a word of it line, and Mary went with Shakira. Next up was 26-year-old Grace Askew. When she was 22, she packed up everything she owned into her car and went on tour, and I guess she's been doing that ever since. Now she's reached a plateau, and she says that she needs help. She probably also needs high ceilings because what was that hair? Marge Simpson don't even have hair that big, so yeah, I thought she looked like Loretta Lynn from 1965. And for her audition, she sang These Boots Are Made for Walkin' with a guitar that she strummed with only one hand while the other one kind of just flailed around. It was all very strange, but a little bit interesting. I'm not sure whether I loved it or hated it because her twang sounded so contrived, and everything about her was gimmicky times 10, but it kind of worked with this song. I'm not sure if it could work with any other song, though, especially since she's not going to be picking her own songs, but I'll be interested to see what she does next. Blake and Shakira both turned around for her. Blake says that she's not only country, there's some blues in there, too. She calls it bluntry, and he said it's amazing how he picked up on that right away. Indeed it is, Blake. Seeing as how she had mentioned it in her pre-audition package, I'm more convinced now than ever that they know more about these contestants than we're led to believe because Blake is not clairvoyant. I think last week he even mentioned somebody's age when they hadn't even told the coaches their age yet. So anyway, Loretta Lynn went with Blake. Next up was 18-year-old Jane Smith. She looked like a Jane Smith, didn't she? Like one of those little generic storybook characters in a kid's book. She said that she remembers being 3 years old and singing songs that she made up about bugs and spiders, but then when Carson asked her when she started singing, she said around 5 or 6. Get your story straight, young lady. Anyway, for her audition, she sang You've Got the Love, and I thought it was pretty good, but nobody turned around for her. I guess it's because they don't have many spots left. If she had auditioned earlier, somebody would have turned around for her for sure because she was better than a lot of ones that they did turn for. When she was done, though, she had lipstick all up and down her face. I guess she had mashed the microphone into her face and just got lipstick everywhere, but it made her look like one of those maniacs that you would see coming at you in a horror movie. You know who she reminded me of in the face, though, when she smiled? CC Fry, for those of you that watched The X Factor, too. Looked just like her in the face. And the last of the night was 31-year-old Ryan Ennis. Carson says that he's here to show that it's never too late to pursue your dreams, but he's only 31. They act like they just wheeled him in from the old folks' home. He's still younger than all the coaches, but the way they talked, you would have thought he was about 120. Anyways, Ryan was going to be a doctor, but then his fiance dumped him, so he decided to give it up to pursue music because he thought he would regret it later on if he never gave it a shot. Eventually, he'll probably regret becoming a lounge singer instead of a doctor. Anyway, for his audition, he sang Gravity, and it was pretty good. I didn't love it as much as the coaches did, but I liked it. Adam turned around almost instantly, and the rest turned around a little bit later. Ryan went with Usher because Usher told him that they could win together. Is that all it takes? So that was it for Monday. I think my favorites of the night were Shawna P. and Grace Askew, but I might need to put an asterisk beside Grace because I'm almost convinced that I will hate her before the season is all said and done. But maybe she'll prove me wrong. I hope so. Anyway, that's it. Leave me a comment. Let me know what you thought about the show. If there was anybody that you liked or hated, subscribe to my YouTube channel. Come be my Facebook friend. And I'll see you folks tomorrow for the last episode of Blind Auditions.